That son of a bitch! Why, Triple H? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why! Damn Triple H! Damn his soul! You son of a bitch!
Welcome back to the MVP's Lounge. I am your host, The King, and thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and commenting, as you guys have been doing these past couple of months. You know, it's been a great journey. We're still on the road to 1K and monetization. I know we're going to get there before the end of the year. I know it, all right? Let's just continue to grow together. Today, we're going to start with NXT Heatwave. Just finished that pay-per-view off about, like, I'd say, maybe a couple minutes ago, so I wanted to jump straight into it while my mind is still fresh, because going from AEW into NXT Heatwave, we only had like an hour worth of break, so I kind of wanted to use that to prep some stuff, so I didn't really get a chance to record anything, so I kind of want to start with NXT Heatwave first, and then I'll get to AEW. Okay, so come on, y'all, let's jump straight into NXT Heatwave 6-match card. Okay, 6 matches. We have the Lola Vice versus Jada versus Kaylani triple threat for the women's NXT title. That starts out the show, so let's jump straight into that first. I'll be honest with you, all 3 of these women are perfectly set to be on the main roster by now. You know, I'm tired of looking at SmackDown and seeing Michin and B-Fab, and I'm tired of looking at Raw and seeing like the same revolving door of people in the IC title and the main event picture. It's like very rinse and repeat over there. So the women that we had in this match, all 3 of them easily can be on either roster and be fine. But regardless of the fact, they got a triple threat for that NXT Women's title. So going into this match, I thought to myself, who's really, and I mean really, in desperate need of winning a title by now? And to me, that's Lola Vice. Lola Vice is the person that I've been like banging on the door for ever since like her heel run when she first won the Breakout Women's Tournament. I was like, yo, Lola Vice needs to win this NXT Women's title. And it's been so long now, has yet to win any title. She should have been won one by now. But regardless of the fact, that's the person who I wanted to win this match. And I mean, I got my wish. I got my wish perfectly. Because this match was in terms of like wrestling spectacle, honestly, that's kind of what you got in this match. Like Kaylani, there's not much I can say about Kaylani and with her in-ring ability. The whole world can tell you already that she was great before she even like started out in NXT, and she's just gotten way better and better. Each match that she's had, it's just been uphill for her. Lola Vice, man, look, fantastic already. And Jada, improving every single time. Her finisher, still kind of trash, but hey, look, we'll work with it, you know? We'll work with it. We're not gonna complain about it. We're just gonna go with it, you know? We gotta just roll with it. Speaking of her finish, she hit her hypnotic on Kaylani, and she was gonna go for a pin, but Lola rolls her over and gets the W. So again, Jada Parker close to getting the victory, and it's ripped away. And who else? I mean, Lola Vice, you know, it's honestly been her NXT rival for a minute now. So Lola Vice gets the W via roll up, and now she gets an NXT Women's title shot at NXT No Mercy, which will be held in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Jesus, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You gonna bring them to the hood? Jesus, why? You could have chose any other venue. You had to go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All right, that's wild individuals, I'll tell you that. But W Lola though, you know, this is definitely necessary. She needs to definitely win that NXT Women's title off of Jacy Jayne. That's honestly, I don't want to say it's a goal, but like that's kind of like a demand. That is a demand. I'm telling you, Sean, she needs to beat Jacy Jayne for that NXT Women's title. Please, I gotta beg. I can't remember what the next match was. I believe it was the tag team match of Hank and Tank against DarkState. Okay, so when we get into stuff like this, DarkState, the faction that showed up, and they seem like they're going to be cool, and then they started talking, and you're like, oh wait, hold on, these guys kind of not cool no more. And when I mean these guys, I mean specifically Cutler. Cutler, he's got to stop talking. He's got to stop talking. Like, just don't give him a mic. He said one AO thing on the mic one week, and he's like, you know what? It went viral. I'm gonna go back again the next week. I'm gonna say something else AO again. Like, it's just getting worse and worse. I don't know what he's gonna say next. The only person that should be talking in that group full time is Saquon Sugars. After Saquon Sugars, let him talk 75% of the time, and then the other 25% you can split that between Dion, Lennox, and Osiris Griffin. Cutler, give him 0%. All right, but they as we know, hamped up Hank and Tank at was it the last NXT? I can't remember what NXT show it was. I can't remember if it was a pay-per-view or if it was a regular NXT show, but they hamped up Hank and Tank. Let's put it that way. It might have been a regular NXT show where they had a tag team match and they just pulled up on them and they beat them up. So they wanted to get revenge, and well, here we are getting their revenge by getting a tag team title match. And Hank and Tank, I know most people don't like them. Not many people like Hank and Tank, but I think they're a pretty decent tag team. Hank Walker definitely improved from where he was. Like, for those who don't remember, Hank was just like a random, I don't know if it was a random security guard or a random worker in the building, and then he wanted to be a wrestler, so he trained under Drew Gulak and went under his wing, and he didn't have any ring gear. He was just out there in some t-shirt and like in jeans, and you just go out there and try to wrestle, and had Gulak as a coach. And then eventually Gulak gets released and he has to like fight by himself, and then eventually he finds Tank and they get paired together, and then they just like become a pretty good tag team. So shouts out to Hank and Tank. Okay, I know not many people like them. I mess with them. All right, me messing with them aside, them niggas, yeah, they lost them belts. Yeah, they got them up out of here. The numbers game was too much for Hank and Tank. As much as they thought that their tag team ability was going to keep them with these belts, it was not. It was not. Saquon Sugars, he's kind of like the brains of the operation, and he had everything set up for his entire match. And when Hank and Tank thought they were going to hit their finish for the win, they got a distraction on the ref. They pulled down Tank, slam him into the post, and then they hamp up Hank, and then they hit him with that double power bomb, and then GG's, because they go for the Doomsday device after that, and that was it. So our new tag team champions for NXT is DarkState, and I'm pretty sure they do like the free bird rules where like they kind of just pass them around to whoever ends up being in the match. But how do you feel about DarkState being your NXT tag team champions now? For me, had the group been cooler, I'd have been hype about it. I'm kind of like 50-50. I like, if you're gonna do tag team matches going forward with these guys or anything, it's really important that you like separate the actual talent from the trash. And what I mean by that is, going forward, you can stop with the whole like sneaking around, all black fits, DarkState, this is that. Like, all right, y'all, yeah, your mystique that you had, it's already out the window. Give them actual wrestling fits that match themselves, and separate you whoever you want to specifically be your tag team, and who you want to be your mid card, and who you want to be your main event guy. Do that for me. All right, make this faction actually flesh out and be something if you're gonna like going forward, because keeping them the way they have them, it's not looking too good for the rest of them niggas. But DarkState, hey, I can't complain with it. They gotta win. They're tag champions, so that tag division, you being put on notice. DarkState runs it now. Who's gonna take it from them? All right, let's transition over to Masha Slamovich versus Jacy Jayne versus Ash by Elegance for the TNA Knockouts Women's Championship. The match was... if I would rate it, I'd give it like I'd give it a 7. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like fantastic. I give it a 7. I give it a 7. 7 out of 10. Jacy Jayne, she's slowly but surely improving in ring. Like, she was like mid in ring, and then now she's kind of like going like above average. So shouts out to her. She's kind of carrying this match with majority of her offense. And then Dana Brooke, Ash by Elegance was taking hella bumps. I don't think she got like legit offense in until like the last quarter of this match. And honestly, I guess that worked in her favor, because by the end of the match, Ash by Elegance stealing the pin after JC hits Masha with the rolling encore. The Elegance brand snatch her up outside the ring, and then Ash goes for a swanton, a disgusting swanton, by the way, off the top rope, and then gets the pin. So she brings the TNA Knockouts title back to TNA. Shouts out to Ash, aka Dana Brooke. Shouts out to her. You know, TNA Knockouts champion now, bringing it back to the brand and getting a W. All right. Shouts out to the Elegance brand. Jacy Jayne, hey, that's one belt off your shoulders. The next one, weekend up off your shoulders. Count your days. Count your days. No mercy. You're losing that belt to Low Device. Count your days. Okay. Yeah, we done with you. All right, we done with that. We done with all that right now. All right, let's nip that in the bud right now. Okay. Nip it in the bud. All right. What else we got here? What else do we got here? Okay. What was next on this goddamn list? Where's the list at? Cool. Here it is. All right. Let's go to... okay. Let's go to... I almost said Marilyn Monroe. Let's go to Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace. Feud's been beefing up since WWE Evolution, when Blake turned on her and she lost to Jacy Jayne. Well, here we are now, weeks later, and I'm wondering to myself, okay, how the hell do we make this match work for both parties, you know? And how else do we get Blake Monroe to look strong? We got to make her look strong, you know. I remember a person by the name of Mariah May in AEW who looked real good, real strong, no fears, just straight talent and just killing it. Then I get this Blake Monroe person here, and Blake Monroe, for majority of this match, it was kind of just pissing me off. I'm just like, I know what she can do, and it feels like WWE was like, let's kind of safen. Not safen doesn't even work. Is safen a word? Yeah, I'm gonna make up a word. Who cares? Let's try to safen and dumb her stuff down and make everything like a little more calmer. And it's like, guys, you brought her in here for the stuff that she did in AEW. Like, you gotta let her be her. We can't do this whole like we can't let her be trash like this. All right, you're gonna make the matches boring. It's gonna look trash. Like, we know what Mariah May can do. We've seen it. Okay, like this watering down of Mariah May is not. It's not good. Okay, fix that immediately. All right. With all that being said, Blake Monroe still got a W. Hey, all right, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the GOATs. The GOAT. Hey, man, Blake Monroe, man. Listen. She's the GOAT. All right. She should already be on the main roster. She shouldn't have to even go through NXT. But yet, here we are. Same thing with Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace still should already be on Raw or SmackDown. But again, here we are. The match, I liked the back quarter of the match. That first portion of it, I just wasn't a fan. I'm just not a fan of how they have Blake wrestling. Okay, like the back half, okay, she like kind of tapped in a little bit. First half, it's just it just wasn't it, man. To me, it wasn't it. Maybe for the people who are like first time like watchers of, you know, Blake Monroe's work, they're probably like, they like it. For me, again, I already know what she was already, so you know, didn't hit for me to watch that portion. But I like the back half portion. Jordynne Grace was in her bag, at least, you know. Again, she's already primed already. But Blake cheats a little bit early on before the finish, and she was grabbing at the turnbuckle pad so she wouldn't get power bombed. But regardless of the fact, she got power bombed anyway. But that removed turnbuckle or exposed turnbuckle came into play later on, because when Grace got stuck in the corner, Blake went for a curb stomp on her head on the ring that's below the pad, and then she went for her finish. I don't know what the hell they call it yet. They might have a name for it. I have no clue what the hell it is, but we're gonna just call it the paradigm shift, because that's what the move is to me. So she hits it with the paradigm shift, and then 1, 2, 3, and we get up out of here, and we put the finger in the mouth, and we relax on the ground, and we do the whole thing, the whole shebang, and it's amazing. It's just great. It's amazing. Blake Monroe, Jordynne Grace, do not come back for a rematch. All right, look, you lost fair and square. All right, you could have used that exposed turnbuckle on her as well. Fair and square. You lost. Let's keep it pushing. All right, keep it pushing. All right, what else we got on this? Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, I guess we'll get to this. I'll make this short and sweet for you. The Americans showed up. The Canadians showed up. The Canadians were loved. The USAers were not. They were not loved at all. In fact, the crowd was booing them like Vikingo when he be in Mexico. Like those, they were just booing the hell out of anything Tyra May Steele, anything Tavion Heights did. It was just straight boos. Ethan Page tried to get some heat back on himself by saying that even though y'all cheering for Canada, you're not getting citizenship or nothing like that. You're not getting in there, like yada yada yada. And they got booed at first, but like it didn't matter. Like they love Canada. They love Chelsea Green, and they love Chelsea Green. I think it's mainly Chelsea Green. I think because it's Chelsea Green, it was just all like love towards Canada. Had Chelsea Green not been there, they probably would have actually given Ethan some heat. But I don't know, man. They just threw all hate at USA people. You know, they were the faces. They just all kinds of hate towards them. And yeah. What happens? Distraction. Canada, Chelsea Green, unpretty her on Tyra May Steele, and W. So you too, Tyra May Steele. No, don't come in here asking for a rematch. All right, you lost fair and square. Okay, if you want to fight Chelsea, find her on SmackDown. We're not coming back to NXT for a rematch. We're not doing that. Find her on SmackDown. All right. So W for the Canadians, which now brings us to our main event of the evening. Oba Femi, the ruler, the undefeated NXT champion. Well. Before he gets to this match, Josh Briggs says he wants next if Oba ends up retaining his title. Whatever, Briggs, we don't care. Same with Ricky Starks. Ricky Saints. He was talking to Javon early on and was like saying, you know, he also wants a crack at the title, if he ends up winning it too. So, hey, everybody wants to crack at the NXT title. Understandable. But we got to see who ends up getting this belt or retaining the belt. And Oba and Javon, match of the night, both men. Hey, this is their first ever one-on-one match that they had here at the pay-per-view, and what a match it was. Javon was already taped up with rock tape because of his dive unfortunate dive, to be honest with you, his push, if you will, through that table from this past Tuesday. So he was trying to keep his body centered, but again, Oba's a beast, man. This man was throwing him around, hitting him with uppercuts. He was going crazy. But Javon was also going crazy. He was bouncy, no Diddy, but he was bouncy. Used that to his advantage. Tried to take advantage as much as he could with whatever diving attacks and flips and kicks he could. But eventually, he gets this man with a springboard cutter and then goes for his ultimate cutter. And the ref pins all the way up to 3, but Oba swiped his leg under the bottom rope. And before he was going to ring the bell, the other referee that was there, he had got knocked out before then. And he had pointed out to the ref that, hey, Oba's leg's under the rope. Even though you counted 3, Javon didn't win. So Javon tried to capitalize after complaining with the referee. But unfortunately, it was just all too late for the kid.
Bad situation. Could be getting worse. Holy!
Yeah. This boy got cooked. Straight deep fried. Just assassinated. Murdered. Like, yo. Throwing this man into the announce table. Nuts. Got him back in the ring. Fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. And Oba Femi retains the NXT title. Javon. I'm sorry, twin. You just not on that level yet, man. You're just not there yet. You'll get there. Just maybe like 1 or 2 more tries at it and you'll get there, you know. But you're just not on Oba Femi's level yet. You're almost there, bro. You're almost there. With that being said, after he beats him, out comes Ricky Saints to look Oba dead in his eye and pretty much formally makes his challenge to be the next guy. Can Ricky Saints be the guy to dethrone Oba Femi? When did Ricky Saints get this tall, by the way? But regardless of the fact, will he be the guy to dethrone Oba Femi? Personally, I don't see it happening, like at all. Like not even a little bit, not even like a smidget. In fact, I think this come Tuesday, just like Von Wagner, come Tuesday, Ricky Saints is gonna end up with something with Josh Briggs. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, both of y'all are gonna have to fight to see who's gonna be the number 1 contender to face Oba Femi at No Mercy or something like that. So yeah, they'll do something like that going forward. But that was NXT Heatwave. What are my thoughts on the show overall? You see, because I have to compare this entire show, and it's only 6 matches, but I have to compare these 6 matches to the 9 matches we got on AEW Forbidden Door. If I'm being honest with myself, I enjoyed AEW Forbidden Door more than Heatwave, but not by much. Like, it was kind of close. Like, NXT Heatwave, there was a chance that it could have reached what AEW Forbidden Door got, because you'll find out in my review for that one that this pay-per-view for Forbidden Door, it lived up to high expectations that weren't reached for me. So in comparison, NXT Heatwave, it was okay. It was okay. If I'm giving it an actual rating, I get a 6 out of 10 is my rating for this NXT Heatwave show. 6 out of 10. It was alright, you know. I wouldn't yell at somebody to come back and be like, hey bro, you need to watch the show. Like, they'd be like, nah bro, just watch the main event and you can watch like the Lola Vice match. That's kind of it. Like, everything else you can know. So yeah, everything you know. So yeah, watch Oba and then watch the Lola Vice match. Outside of that, nah, you can also the rest of the show. Watch the highlight package they're gonna show on NXT. All right, that was NXT Heatwave 2025 pay-per-view review. Y'all be sure to let me know how you felt about the show down in the comment section below. Continue to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Again, we're on the road to 1K. We're gonna get there. We gonna get there. And I like to say we, okay? Because hold on, let me get back on the screen because you gotta really hear me when I say this. I need to, and this is for the people that's like that's really fully tapped in, and you like we're like 25 minutes in. These are for people that's really listening to the end of the video, 25 minutes in. When I say we, I do mean we. We here at the MVP's Lounge welcome any and all people showing up with an opinion, with a thought, with anything. You know, this is a lounge where you can just show up and relax and speak your mind. You know, yeah, you may get debated and cussed out, and I may like bury your opinion, or Frank may bury your opinion, or Soul or Kudo or anybody else on that shows up in MVP's Lounge. They may bury your take, but that's okay, because that's your take. You know, if you think that Oba Femi is trash, so be it. That's your thought process. You think Oba Femi is trash, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong, but that's fine. That's your opinion. All right, we're all here together, okay, as one. All right, I run the lounge. Y'all can show up when you feel like, get your free snacks, kick your feet up, and all that good stuff when you're here. So hey, continue to grow with the channel. We gonna skyrocket. All right, I'm letting you know now. The MVP's Lounge will skyrocket. I'm putting a stamp on it right here, right now. All right, I ain't get to go to All In Texas this year, but I'm definitely gonna hit up one of them other pay-per-views before the end of the year. All right, I'm trying to get some interviews outside. You know. All right, the yapping is over. I will see you guys here next time in the MVP's Lounge. Peace. We're gonna have to watch Javon die one more time.
Bad situation. Could be getting worse. Holy.
Damn! He ain't gonna be a
MVPs.